gonna show you a quick recipe with 5 ingredients or less. So, the 5 ingredients though don't include salt and pepper, oil, or water, so forgive me. It seems like it might be a little bit more than what you're used to as 5 ingredients. So the recipe I'm gonna show you is a spinach and quinoa bite with a little bit of cheese in the middle. It's a great snack, and it's also a great kind of portion control meal. All it has is quinoa, spinach, cheese, eggs, and seasoning. So I'm using Italian seasoning, but you can change it up if you want. The trick is that the garlic that the spinach that you use, you cook ahead of time with maybe a little bit of garlic, or you can even just take a bag of spinach and wilt it in the microwave too. So it's really up to you how you want to do it. And then I've got quinoa, leftover quinoa that's cooked. And so we're gonna do about 2 cups of quinoa and 1 cup of spinach with 3 eggs. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my eggs and I'm gonna put it into a bowl, and I'm just gonna let it sit. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper in there. And then I'm using Italian seasoning. So the Italian seasoning is really just gonna give it more flavor. And then I'm going to add my quinoa. So I'm just gonna dump my quinoa in there, kind of break it up. And then I've got my spinach. So I cook the spinach just for this, but if you have leftover spinach, make sure you kind of take out that extra liquid that might be in there. So squeeze it out if you can. And then you're just gonna give it a rough chop. So even if you have frozen spinach, you can even use that. You don't necessarily need to use anything that's been pre-cooked this much. I just like it because I always make a lot of spinach and I always seem to have extra lying around. So there we go. That's all that it's gonna take. I'm gonna grab a spoon. I'm gonna mix it on up, okay? Yes, I should have beaten my eggs ahead of time. Sorry, I didn't have a fork here. I only have a spoon. But yeah, you can't really overwork this. There's no gluten in that quinoa, obviously. And the spinach is just nice and flowing through the whole thing. So you can use different veggies. So if you want, you could do kale. You could do collard greens. Really just any kind of leftover leafy green that you have lying around, you can make this with. Now the trick to making this is that you want to bake it in a silicone lined muffin tray or a mini muffin pan, okay? So I've got that ready. And then I've got mozzarella cheese. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want. You can use Monterey, something that melts well though. So you want something that will melt, and that's why I use mozzarella. And you're gonna cut them into little cubes. And then I'm gonna get my tray ready. So I have a mini muffin pan, and I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of baking spray. Or you can coat it with, you can use a brush and just brush it, or you can even use a paper towel. And then you're just gonna go in and you're gonna fill these up pretty well. So you wanna go pretty high. So you've got kids lying around bored with nothing to do but watch TV. This is a great thing for them to help you with. Can't really go wrong. If you add a little bit too much, just scooch it on to the next one. If you wanted to make a large one, you can make a large one. You just probably need to bake it for a little bit longer. So I'm just gonna show you how you do 8 of them, and then you can do the rest. This will probably make about 24 to 30, really depending on the size of your muffin pan. Different muffin pans will have different sizes to them, and especially the mini ones, they seem to be all over the place sometimes. Okay, so then I'm gonna take a piece of cheese and I'm gonna squish it right in the middle, not all the way to the bottom though, because we want it to stay in the middle. And then if you feel like you need a little bit more quinoa to go on top, you can add more on top. I'm gonna stick this guy right here, and then we're gonna bake them. So they bake in a 375-degree oven for about 15 minutes. And then you can just take them out and refrigerate them until you're ready to eat. You can eat them right away. They're really good cold or hot. So really you can do anything with these guys, and they transport really well too. So that's all. I'm gonna stick these in the oven, and I'm gonna show you what I have in the oven ready to go. Okay, you can pat them down a little bit if you want to. Set that aside, and I'm gonna get these in the oven. So here, I have some that are already done. I didn't fill this pan up, but you should be able to go in and pop them right out just like that. And then you've got a little bit of a bite ready to go and ready to eat. Super healthy, super quick and easy. No excuse why you can't make this at home. So enjoy.